Assalamu alaikum. Hello and very warm welcome to the second episode of Success Stories of Small Cities. I hope you all are doing well, and as usual, before starting the video, can I please request to click or tap on the subscribe button and click and tap on the bell icon. This will ensure the notification of my future videos. Now, like I mentioned, it's the second episode of Success Stories of Small Cities. First episode was myself being presented as a success story. If you haven't watched the first episode yet, the link is in the description box. Do go and watch the first episode and then come back to this video. Thank you. Now, in my previous video, I mentioned about my personal educational details, and I mentioned that I completed my study back in 2013, and while rest of the classmates were busy in applying in various offices, organizations and industries, and I came back from Lahore to Bahawalpur. Reason, you know it, obviously because of the family issues. So from 2013, mid of 2013 till end of 2013, I applied in various companies by sitting at home. It was from Lahore, Islamabad, Multan, but unfortunately I didn't get any good interviews call, or even I wasn't shortlisted for initial test. And I thought the reason was because the address on my resume was of Bahawalpur, and the firms and industries usually don't prefer the candidates until and unless they have a clear Lahore or big cities address on the resume. Because if they are hiring someone from, like, for their Islamabad office, they prefer the candidates who are living in Islamabad. So I had a discussion with my father, and he forced and pushed me to go back to Lahore. So at the start of January 2014, I moved to Lahore, and I was shifted in one of the apartments with few of my friends, and I started applying in different firms, industries and different organizations. What I did was, like, I took a motorbike. It was extreme cold weather. I took the motorbike on every morning and I start dropping the CVs in different offices. I made a list in my diary. Then I visit the offices, and I do that from 9 in the morning till 5 o'clock. And the same routine was followed in the next days. So it took almost more than 20 days, 25 days approximately, I can't remember, to drop the CVs in the main firms who were like have potential chances of hiring the accounts and finance individuals. I did apply for various internships, but like it was struggle for 2 to 3 months, and then I started getting the interviews calls. But in the mid of 2014, one of my teachers recommended me to one of the Pakistan's famous dairy, milk and these sort of product manufacturing company. I was hired there as an internee. I was told that initially in first week I have to come for 12 to 13 hours, and then from the second week my timing will be back to normal. So I joined that firm as a trainee level, and once I joined it, it's been like 1 month passed, 2 months passed, and I was paid a very less stipend, not even 10,000. And you all know the cost of living in the big cities, especially Lahore. So I was not even getting 10,000, and I was asked to work from 9 o'clock in the morning to till 11 or half past 11. So I came back to home at nearly midnight, and then I have to go back tomorrow at 9 o'clock, and I was using public transport. I, to be honest, was very happy because I think I was like on a right track. I was getting the experience in a reputed nationwide firm, but although I was like having a very tough routine, but I was still working with them. And then after 4 months, they asked me to move to the Faisalabad office, and they said, we will give you the accommodation, we will give you the food, so ultimately you will be saving your cost of living and you will obviously have less burden. So I moved to Faisalabad and I worked there for 2 months, but the scenario there was very horrific. Like, I have to work from 9 o'clock in the morning to till 1 or 2 o'clock, and sometimes even I have to start working from 8 or 7 o'clock. The reason was I was involved in operations, administration, accounts and finance. They gave me an accommodation in one of the office location, in the location, the room was in the office premises, and they gave me the accommodation there. So whenever they need anything, they come to my office, or even my boss calls me from Lahore and asks me to do the stuff. Even at that stage, although I was not mentally stable, but still I continued working with them. But when I came back after 5 months for Eid holidays, and I saw again my family was struggling. You know, I'm the alone son, and my father's medical condition is not good. So I thought that even I'm getting a very less stipend, I'm working there, but what's the point if my family is struggling and is not happy? So I discussed in detail with my father, and I told him that I have to work 7 days a week and for like 20 hours a day. And after the mutual consensus, we decided to resign. I resigned effective immediately and came back to Bahawalpur again. So I went to Lahore in start of 2014, and I came back to Bahawalpur in November 2014, like after 11 months. And now again, I was at a 0 level. And this time, I just have to apply in Bahawalpur for the job. So now this method of searching the job was a bit different this time, because whenever I have to find a job, I put Bahawalpur in the keywords, like accounts job in Bahawalpur, finance job in Bahawalpur, whatsoever. I have to choose a job from Bahawalpur. So luckily, one day I saw an advertisement on one of the job portals that they were looking for an ACCA accountant, and preferably for Bahawalpur candidates, because that firm was established in Bahawalpur. So I applied for the position in 2014, December 2014, and I was like interviewed in January 2015. And in that interview, they mentioned that they have to looking for a candidate to fill out the accounts and finance position to get the work done for their British client. So I did have a reasonable communication skills, specifically speaking, so I was somehow managed to put an impression on them. But again, they mentioned that if you have been hired, how come you will overcome your listening deficiency? Because they have clients who are native British English speaker, and they said somehow you manage to speak, but how will you manage to understand our British clients? I told them that I have never been in an atmosphere or an environment where I have to coordinate with the British people, but if the chance is given to me, an opportunity is given to me, I will prove myself in a couple of months. And they were starting their operations in Bahawalpur, so they gave me the chance. They hired me although the salary was less, but it was still better than the stipend I was getting in Lahore. So they hired me and gave me 3 months time to show them the communication difference. And they clearly mentioned, we really need to see the difference, the way you are now and the way in 3 months. So the thing that I loved there was they have very respectful environment, straightforward working procedure. They mentioned in the interview I have to work for 8.5 hours, and to be honest, I worked for 8.5 hours, and there was no late sitting culture, and it was not considered as a good norms. Even if we have to sit 30 minutes more, after our job end time. So what I had done in that time, I do my accountancy and finance job in the office. Then I came back to home and I start like searching the British native English dramas, series and stuff like that, just to understand the native speakers, how they coordinate and how they communicate. Even I was working on the street slang so that I can show the difference to my bosses. So in 3 to 4 months, there was a clear and distinguishable difference in my personality, especially when it comes to the spoken and listening. And at that stage, they confirmed the employment and asked me to hire 2 or 3 more individuals and train them as well. So it was somewhere in the mid of 2015. I was hired alone, but then when they gave me a go ahead, I have shortlisted, not myself, obviously the firm and HR has shortlisted 3 or 4 more candidates and we hired 2. So from the start of 2015, when I applied there, I was alone, and by the end of 2015, we were the team of 4 individuals and I was leading all of the 3. In 2016, my communication was improving gradually and they were like appreciating it, and they was shifting all of their finance and accounts tasks to this office. And within a year or 1.5 years, all of the stuff was being done here in Bahawalpur office. So in 2017, when they saw that I was like coordinating with British clients directly, I had taken up all of their accounts and finance tasks. So they promoted me to a manager role in just 2 years. I joined in 2015 and by the start of 2017, I was a manager there and my salary was almost more than double at that stage. And that was a really motivating factor for me. And when I got selected, I also hired 4 or 5 more individuals. So from 2015 till 2020, we have hired like 8 to 10 people, and that too from Bahawalpur region, and they all are ACCA by qualification. So now at this stage, I am leading the team of 6 to 7 individuals, and I am working as a managerial role and earning a very good salary. So the point here I just want to prove is like opportunities are always there. We need to find them, we need to create them, and we need to think what our goals are, what our aims are, what our ambitions are, and then we have to assess either we are on the track of achieving them or we are away from them. The problem arises when we don't know and we are not sure about our aims and our ambitions, and sometimes even if we are, but we are still don't know how to achieve them, and we don't know if we are on the right track to achieve them. So I thought I have to work in Bahawalpur, right? So I applied for the job. I didn't get the opportunity. I moved back to Lahore. Things were not good there. I came back to Bahawalpur with a clear mindset. Whatever I have to do is to do it in Bahawalpur. I applied again and I was successful. And why I think I was successful? Because even if I was not getting the job, I was like working on myself. Because when I completed my studies and I started applying in the different offices when in Lahore, I went there, I observed the culture. Even I have to sit in the reception area. People were going and coming, and I saw the people working there, coordinating with each other. So what I realized is that personality development, communication skills, and computer skills, they all are the essential features in the current market to succeed. So I started working on these skills gradually. And the reason why I think I am at this state and why I was hired with by this firm because they have a peace of mind that this candidate has a strong communication skills when it comes to speaking. And the reason I was selected because I was communicating in my interview in totally English. So they thought this individual has an edge to other candidates because at least we have to work on his listening skills, not on his speaking skills. And now I'm in a managerial role, and when I interview the candidates, it's so depressing to see that the candidates don't even know how to dress on the interview day. And this is because the students are not being told. And I mentioned in my introduction video that I wanted to teach just to train youth for how to enter in a corporate world. But obviously teaching is the full-time responsibility and it's not possible for me to maintain that. So I decided that I will be communicating through my channel to my youth that how you need to enter in the professional world. So Alhamdulillah, I think I am a success story. Do let me know in the comment section if you agree to me, and do let me know if you think that I am a success story. And as I mentioned, why I think I am a success story, because I have achieved the financial objectives, like I'm getting a good salary, I'm having a luxurious lifestyle, and apart from that, the biggest blessing is I'm able to serve my parents by sitting in my home. And it feels very good when at the end of the day you come back to the home. I hope you have liked these success videos, my success story, and do let me know. And obviously stay tuned for the success stories of small cities, because very soon I will be conducting interviews with the people I know and they are a success story. Even if they are in a business, they're running a business, or they are doing a job. They are based in small cities, they have explored or searched the opportunity and they catch that opportunity. Thank you for watching the video. Take care, Allah Hafiz, and goodbye. Oh yes, as usual, do not forget to subscribe the channel and click or tap on the bell icon. This will obviously encourage me to make more and more videos. Thank you, goodbye, and Allah Hafiz.